The following video is not made for kids under 13. If you are not 13 years old, please exit out of the video now. And please, YouTube, do not sue me. Sup guys, Leon Mookie here, and I'm back with another What If Izuku was trained by Ryu Hayabusa. This is part 1, and the last part I explained on how Izuku, being part 0, how Izuku learned from Ryu and how he met him as well. And he wanted to teach him everything about being a dragon ninja, and wanted to give him at least a fighting chance at becoming a hero. Izuku learned everything he knew from Ryu, and was also able to learn 3 ninpos only in 1 year, making him kind of a prodigy just like Ryu. With that said, let's get into this. We now go almost when Izuku starts his senior year in junior high. Ryu and Momoji basically about to see Izuku off and head back home, as Izuku thanks him for all his training and hopes to see him again in the future. As Ryu said, "Of course, Izuku, this place is just as much as your home as anyone else's. You're always welcome to come back." Momoji says the same thing and says that she looks forward to seeing him again. As Izuku bows and heads off, Ryu tells Izuku to always practice, and not only that, always look out for fiends in the area. Before leaving, Izuku says he promised, before Ryu gives him a blue garb, that his old Ninja Gaiden uniform being blue. As Izuku is wondering, "Why are you giving to this, me master?" As he says, "I feel if you plan on taking out fiends, you're going to need this. Many of the self-defense force already knows what I look like in this outfit. If you wear this, you should be able to move around easily. I know how people are about hero society nowadays." As Izuku says, "Thank you, master. I won't let you down. I'll do what's necessary to protect others." As both of them split off now. A month has passed, and Izuku began wearing the blue guard and be going on night patrols. He tells his mom that he's just going out training. However, he's out night fighting against fiends, where he finds many of them stalking dark alleys and in the shadows, preying on the weak. Many people believe that these are just villains. However, that's far from the case. Izuku is the only person that protects the people from the shadows, killing the fiends in the process. Not only that, only a couple of heroes have seen what Izuku looks like, mostly to him being careless from time to time, as many see him as a vigilante that kills villains without any hesitation. As Izuku gets frustrated, believing that why don't people know about fiends, and why people believe that they're just villains. He begins to be confused about this, but doesn't worry about it for now, because now is his first day as a senior in junior high, where they're just as like in canon, their teacher basically asks to worry about their futures since they're now seniors in junior high, and says they should take a career aptitude test. However, he knows that why bother? All of them want to be heroes after all, and as everyone activates their quirk. However, as for Izuku, he doesn't really care. All he's doing is focusing on his meditation. During this time, he actually unlocked a new ninpo technique, that being the art of the wind blade, which, if many of you know, is basically just wind as sharp as a blade's edge. Not only that, Ryu also taught him a special ninpo, a ninpo that allows him to store anything that he holds dear, mostly just material objects. He can't store people within this pocket dimension after all. He stores all of his weapons that were given to him by Ryu, being his katana, his tonfa, nunchucks, twin swords, and even new weapons being a kasarigama, a chain sickle, and tenku, basically claws on the gauntlets and on his boots as well. So yeah, back to the story. As Izuku just is basically meditating, blocking off everyone's surroundings, but still part of the conversation. He was actually able to read people's lips now, since he focuses on stealth some of the time, since Ryu taught him somewhat of stealth. As Bakugo basically gives out his usual speech that, "Don't let me in with these losers. They would be lucky to be sidekicks to some D-list hero." As all of them get pissed off and say, "You think you could do better, Katsuki?" As Bakugo stands up on his desk saying, "I'm the only one in this dead-end school that can become a hero. That's why I'm going to UA." And just as usual, their teacher explains Bakugo has some good stats and has good grades too, that he could go to UA. As he says that, of course, there's no doubt I can go to UA. Soon after, he's shown that Izuku plans on going to UA as well, as everyone stares at Izuku, still closing his eyes and meditating. Izuku felt tons of eyes on him but didn't bother, and still blocked out all the noise in the classroom so he can focus on training. Soon after, Bakugo tried to explode his desk. However, Izuku was able to catch his hand and says, "Can I help you, Bakugo? Because if you have something to do with me, I'd rather go back to meditation, if you don't mind." As everyone's surprised seeing this, I mean, they know that they still believe Izuku is quirkless. However, he has gotten a lot more bigger, a lot more swole, and even taller. Originally in the main canon of My Hero Academia, Izuku is like 5'5". In this timeline, he's at least 6 feet tall in this timeline. So he is a lot more taller than Bakugo as well. As they wonder, wow, he catch Bakugo's hand just like that without even trying, and he didn't even open his eyes. What happened to Midoriya? As the teacher says, "Settle down, everyone. It's time to get back to class." As Izuku now about to leave school, he's encountered by Bakugo once more, wondering what he has there, as Izuku was able to grab his notebook and put it in his bag before Bakugo could say anything, as he says, "What the hell? When did you?" As Izuku doesn't really bother and just heads back home. Soon after, Bakugo tries to stop him again and says, "You really think you're better than me, Deku? Just because you are a lot taller, a lot more bigger? What have you doing all these years?" I mean, as he keeps trying to aggravate him more and more, but Izuku has learned self-control and suppressing his emotions from time to time, mostly by Ryu's training, mostly because of his training was mostly due to fight against fiends, and humans are basically the easiest people to take down when it comes for Ryu and everyone else in the Dragon Clan. So Izuku just doesn't really bother with Bakugo and just moves out of the way. As Bakugo tries to hit him with an explosion, Izuku dodges and basically pushes Bakugo back with just a single palm, with just his single press of a hand, as he says, "When did you?" As Izuku just leaves, doesn't really bother saying anything once more, as Bakugo gets frustrated and says, "What the hell happened to that quirkless bastard?" Bakugo is still shocked and reeling for what just happened, as Izuku was already outside of the school and says, He never changes. No matter how much he's grown, he still haven't changed from who he is as a kid. How can somebody like him ever become a hero if he can't control his emotions? Izuku begins thinking to himself and wonders if he should even go to UA at all, wondering if it's the right thing to do. I mean, Izuku is almost to the peak of physical strength and power as at somebody his age. So going there would seem like he would be everyone else wouldn't even be trying at all. As Izuku saying, if I give this chance up, everything that Master Ryu has taught me would be for nothing. I have to do this now. As Izuku goes through the same alleyway, the sludge villain soon appears as he says, "It's my lucky day. I guess you'll have to do, kid." Izuku sensed the sludge villain was behind him and was able to dodge before the sludge villain could wrap around his body, and he says, "Wait, how the hell did you?" As Izuku doesn't really bother, and knowing that his weapons won't do anything against him, he decides to just use one of his Ninpo. The sludge villain rushes at Izuku again, while Izuku creates the hand signs to create art of the flaming phoenix. As four small phoenixes swarm around Izuku's body, and the sludge villain gets completely burned by these tiny birds, these tiny spiritual birds, as he screams in pain, saying, What the hell is this? What kind of quirk is this?" As Izuku realizes that this is nothing, and decides to use his signature Ninpo, Arts of Izanami, and disperse a giant lightning bolt right at the sledge villain, shocking it entirely. As he says, "How is this possible? I'm not supposed to feel this pain. How?" As Izuku saying, "This isn't a quirk. This is my ki, my life energy. You think some people have a nullification to some quirks, but when it comes to a person's life force, no one has a weakness to that." As the sledge villain soon falls into a puddle of goo. Soon after, Izuku just wonders, I wonder if I should just leave him here. I don't have anywhere else to put him. And since he's a living person, I have no way to store him in. I mean, I could use my art of storage, but I don't see that working out since he's a living person. Soon after debating this, All Might soon shows up and says, "Never fear, I am here." As he sees that Izuku is taking care of the sludge villain and says, "Oh, I didn't expect this. Did you take care of this villain already?" As Izuku begins wanting to fanboy over All Might, but realize that he has to control his emotions and realize that he can't succumb to them, and says, "Yes, All Might, of course. There's nothing to fear here." As he says, "You must have one powerful quirk if you were able to take care of this villain like it was ease." As he says, "Well, about that," as he remembers, "No, I can't say anything. If they find out about Master and the Dragon Clan, who knows what would happen to them?" As Izuku stayed silent and says, "It's a secret. I can't say anything." As All Might begins thinking, "Oh, is that so? Well, that's a shame." Soon after, Izuku took off his bag and pulled out one of his hero notebooks and says, "Would you sign this, sir? Would you sign this, All Might? I mean, I'm a pretty big fan after all." Soon after, of course. All Might signs his signature into the notebook and soon gives it back to Izuku. Soon after that, All Might soon put the sledge villain in a bottle just like he did in canon. As he says, "Well, I better be off then. It was nice meeting you, Midoriya. Izuku Midoriya." As he says, "It's a pleasure to meet you, young Midoriya." As Izuku heads back home, and that night, he switches to his blue ninja garb and prepares to go on patrol to take down more and more fiends in the night. He's gotten a bit of a reputation as a vigilante that will kill any villains in the facility, as some of them say that he's done a good job. Some of these villains have killed dozens of innocent people, as some people in the media says that he's a murderer. He still kills people without letting them be arrested or try for their crimes. Izuku is known as the Blue Ninja, which is a stupid name. I won't lie, but it's the only thing I can come up with. And Izuku just doesn't care about that, and focuses on training for the UA entrance exam. While doing this, he goes back to the Dragon Clan once more to meet with his master and his fellow Dragon Clan members. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you guys think down there. Also, please leave a like and subscribe, which helps out my channel. And that's it. This is Leon Milky signing out. Later.